Okay, so today's webinar is about readers. At first, I'm going to again cover a bit about Belt English system and where readers fit into the Belt English system. Then I'm going to go into detail into the components of each readers and how to teach each different readers. So we're expected to finish at 10:45 earliest. Excuse me, 11:45 earliest. So, as you know, Belt English, the components, things that make up Belt English is purely from public publications. We are the Korea office, and to meet the needs of Korean market, Korean education system, the publications Korea office, we have put together a system called Belt English, and that stands for Best English Language Teaching. We're the world's top 5 ELT publishers, one of the fastest growing, and truly is the world's best English program. Here's general overview of Belt English curriculum. We have the Kindy program with Funny Phonics and Hi Kids books, the primary course book with Top Stars, Get Smart, Smart Grammar and Vocabulary, and ELT skills. We have recently printed the Belt Note with a new name called English Skills. And so if you don't know about that, please contact our office. And our secondary course book program consists of Full Blast Grammar, Live English Grammar, Grammar and Vocabulary, ELT Skills with our newest AI-based online learning platform, and then Pioneer program course book. As you can see below, we have the Cambridge exam prep books, the international language test, which encourage every academies to take. And so those prep books are indicated down below. Now, within the primary program, I mentioned the overview, but as you can see right towards the bottom, second to the bottom, we have many graded reading program that matches the level of the students learning. And I'll explain more about this in a bit. And so we have a primary reading program, little books and primary reading program for the primary, and graded readers, top readers for the secondary program. Now, the idea of readers is to expand, extend, and apply the things that they have learned through course book, grammar book, and online, right? That's what the benefit, one of the few benefits of reading program. And within the belt, I mentioned a little earlier, we have 4 reading program or tracks. First is the little books. They go with Funny Phonics and Hi Kids, younger level, kindergarten level. Primary readers for the primary program like Get Smart and Top Stars. Top readers and graded readers, you can start them with Get Smart, Top Stars level 5, 6 earliest, and mainly for the Full Blast course book. Okay, and so we've said earlier, they're correlated, they correspond to these course books. What this means is that they also follow the CFR standard. And so little books covers pre-A1 level, primary readers covers pre-A1 to A2 level, just like the course book. Top readers cover A1 to B2 and graded readers A1 to B2. Now, the components that makes up each book reading system is quite different. So Little Book comes with student book and student CD. It's a multimedia CD. You have to buy it together. It comes together. We have the primary reading program where we have the student book and student multimedia CD. They can be purchased together or separately as a set. But we also have teacher's book for primary readers that comes with audio CD, the multimedia CD. So you can use it like IWB. It is actually, in fact, an IWB, which you can use it to teach the class. Now, top readers and graded readers, we have the student book and audio CD, as well as the teacher's book. Because they're higher level, you have a lot more instructions there in the teacher's book and many more activities. But as you can see in graded readers, we have activities book that needs to be purchased separately. Whereas top readers, it's after, it's within the book, it's after each chapter. So you have the activity section. Graded readers, you have to purchase the activity book separately. And in it, you'll find one for each chapters, one for the end of the chapter, as well as a test. Oh, and so I forgot to clarify. So teacher's book doesn't come with the teacher's a multimedia CD or audio CD. And so that needs to be purchased separately. So I know this can be kind of confusing because as a different component. So I wanted to clarify this before we go on. Now let's go into the little books. As I mentioned to you, it targets kindergarten level. There are 3 levels, level 1, 2, 3. These lists, you can see the list of the books that are available in each level. We have about 6 books per level, and each student book comes with multimedia CD, like an ebook. I'll be actually demoing the class with this ebook shortly after. So the multimedia tools that you have to teach is the student CD, the multimedia CD. And so you're going to need a CD-ROM drive. And we also have a teacher's note, a brief, a simple lesson plan. You don't need a very complex one to teach kindies, right? It's in the PDF format, which we are giving it to you free as a service. So please call our office if you're in need of them. And the teacher's book, teacher's note, excuse me, has detailed instructions on what questions you can ask and some ideas you can do at the end of reading the book. And this is how we recommend you to which level to read at which books. So level 1 can accompany Funny Phonics level 1, Hi Kids level 1 with Top Stars 1. Level 2 can accompany Funny Phonics 1 and 2, Hi Kids 2, Top Stars 2, Get Smart 2. Level 3 accompanies Funny Phonics 2 and 3, Hi Kids 3, Top Stars, Get Smart 2, level 2. Now the next level of reading program is called Primary Readers. They target elementary student level, and there are a total of 6 levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, I meant to put, it goes from pre-A1 to A2 level, and they're graded. Graded meaning, right here, this target language structure that this book covers matches that of what they learned in the course book. So this level 1, level 2, these target language, something our students learn with Top Stars, Get Smarts level 2. It won't exceed it. Our students haven't learned enough of the past tense at level 2, so the books won't be in a past tense. In fact, the past tense, they start to see it from level 3 from a postdoc. And so this is what we mean graded. It matches the ability of the readers. What this does for the students, is that it makes it easy, it makes it fun because they actually understand, meaning you don't have to translate for them word for word. They understand about 50 to 80% depending on where they are in the course book, how much they have learned. Right? And so we have been very successful in helping our students to really find joy in reading because it helps them build the confidence. They're actually expanding from what they have learned instead of having someone force them to learn something that they don't know and translate for them. Okay, so the components I mentioned earlier, there's student book. You can buy student book with multimedia CD. And teacher's book comes with the multimedia CD, and teacher's book needs to be purchased separately. And as you can see from here on the side, we have detailed instructions of what activities you can do, questions you can ask, as well as instructions to do a screenplay, like and so you can do it once or twice a year. You can do a little play in front of the parents, or do a little festival. And so then the multimedia tools you have is the multimedia CD. And again, I'll be using that to demonstrate the class in a bit. We do have several new books in each level. One per level, and so we encourage you to check those out. Now, the next reading program after the primary, so the recommended, these levels can accompany the following books. Level 1, obviously, Get Smart and Top Stars, level 1 and 2. And level 2, Top Stars, Get Smart 2, 1 and 2, of course. Level 3, level 4, Get Smart, Top Stars 4, as well as Full Blast A 1.1. So if you have 5th, 6th grader or middle school students who are a little lower in level, then you can start their reading program with primary program level 4. Anyway, level 5 matches that of Get Smart Top Stars 5 with Full Blast A 1.2. Level 6, that of Full Blast A2 and Get Smart level 6. Now, the next reading program is called Top Readers. They start to target secondary learners, so middle school and high school students. There are total of 5 levels, and it covers A1 to B2 level. And again, they're also graded, meaning it matches the level that they have learned. And the components you have here is the student book, the audio CD. So it's not a multimedia CD anymore, it's audio CD. And you have the teacher's book with answer keys and detailed instructions, what questions to ask, what activities to do before, while, and after reading the chapter, after reading the entire book. And so the multimedia tool you have is the audio CD, and it's, as you can see from the sample page right here, it's a lot more reading intensive, where you see a lot more pages, words to a page. And we have, following each chapter, you have the corresponding activity, like a worksheet, attached part of the student book. And we have the audio CD, which can be purchased. And we have the teacher's book with detailed instructions and activities, as well as the answer keys. And as you can see here, we have a few new books added to the program, so we encourage to check them out as well. Now, these books, these top readers can accompany the following course book, level 1 and 2, that of Get Smart 5, 6, Top Stars 5, 6, as well as Full Blast A 1.1 to 1.2. So you can pick any other level. Level 3 targets secondary course book A2, level 4, B1 to B1 plus, level 5, B1 plus to B2 level course book, secondary course book. Now, the next reading program that's similar to that of Top Stars is the Graded Readers. It was actually our very first reading program that was created by MM Publications. They target secondary, middle school and high school. There are 5 levels like before, and then it's graded. Instead of level, the component is the student book and activity book, audio CD, and teacher's book. Again, no multimedia CD, but just audio. And these are classical stories as well as ones we have written it ourselves. So if you look at these books on the side, on the right column right here, these are original stories written by MM Publications ourselves. Now, it's that the layout and the design is very similar to Top Readers. So you have the student book, you have the separate activity book with multilingual glossary, but after each chapter, reading in each chapter, there's an activity section which you can do. Then we have the teacher's book with ideas for activities, answer keys to activity, and some project as well as flashcards added to it. Now, these books can accompany the following course books, level 1 to Get Smart 5 and Top Stars 5 and 6, Full Blast A 1.1, level 2, A 1.2, level 3, just like our course book, right? Full Blast Pre-Inter is A2 level in the CFR, and so it matches that. These books right here in the lighter green, they are the original stories written by MM. So they're quite well written. So we encourage you to try them out as well. All right, now let's actually go into the demonstration. I believe that's where you're most interested. And so let's take a look at the little books. Like I mentioned, little books, it targets the kindergarten level. I'm specifically going to show you with the one with the level 2 called The Old House. You can use this, read this with the student when you're if you're doing phonics level 1 and 2, High Kids 2, or Top Stars to Get Smart 1. Let me give you a brief overview of like how you should go through the lesson. And so first, load the reader's IWB, the student multimedia CD, and ask student some questions about the picture, like the cover of the book, and then play the multimedia CD and ask student like who said what was said, so what do they think is happening, and do that. That alone will take a lot of time with kindergarten kids. And when you do the next page, always review the previous reading before you go into the new pages. You'll probably be covering about 1 to 2 pages per class, and you have about 1 page worksheet per chapter or 2 pages. And then there's some games suggested in the teacher's notes. So let me actually show you. So you simply put the CD into the CD-ROM drive, and it will read like this. Double click on it. Okay, hold on. Let me actually show you something. So you can double click on it, it will automatically load the system. But if you click on the left side right here, if you click on this, and then it will show you the list of the files in it. And so then you can double click on the MM load, and again, it will start the program. It's like that of IWB. You have the option to select British or American English. After doing an American English reading, it's fun to cover the British and to check as an expansion. How do you like the song?
The Old House.
Old House, okay.
By H.Q. Mitchell and Marilani Malkoyani. Published and copyright MM Publications.
Just clicking on it. And so I will actually listen to the beginning part and ask student friends, what is the name of this book? Did you hear it? The Old House. Right. Look at this page. Look at here. What level is it? Oh, level 2. Good, good. What do you see here in this picture? Tree, house, boy, strawberries. I don't know what they might say. What is that? Okay, just have them look at the overview of the picture and let's see. Okay. Oh, look at this picture right here. Okay, so, all right. What do you think? What else do you see? Okay, so they see red berries, tree, and house, another house with smokestack. Okay, so what do you think they're doing? Oh, they play ball. Okay, all right, let's try to listen. So you're going to have you're going to elicit from student. What do you see? What do you think is happening? And granted that they're kindergarten, they won't be able to respond to incomplete sentences, and you should not be expecting them to speak incomplete sentences. Just keywords, the words that they know. If they can say it in Korean and you can repeat back in English, that would be great too. All right, friends, good job guessing. Now let's listen. And then you play the audio right here. Excuse me, this button, bubble button.
Mike, Mike, here.
Okay, Larry, here.
My ball, my ball. Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Let's go inside.
Okay, you probably want to stop that there. Okay, so what's his name? This boy right here. Okay, Mike. Okay, what about this boy? Larry, right. So three boys, right? Three boys there. What are they doing? Kicking, ball, child. Okay, good. That's right. They're playing ball. And what happened? What happened here? Oh, the ball, a house. Oh, yeah, the ball hit it. It went into the house, right? And what happened to the, what is this? Window, right? What happened to the window? Right, it cracked, it broke, right? And what did the boy say?
Oh
Right,
no!
let's say it together. What did he say? Oh no, right? Oh no, you say that when it's not good, right? And what did he say?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, when you know you did something bad, you say, uh-oh. Say with me, 3, 2, 1. Uh-oh, good. And so what did this friend say? What? Where?
Let's go
Okay,
inside.
let's go inside, right? Inside where? Inside the house. Oh, inside the house. What do you think would be inside the house? Why do they want to go into the house? They want to find the ball. What's inside the house? We don't know. Is this a very nice house? Is this an ugly house? It's an old house, right? Very old house, right? Okay, by the way, the word old is something they learn in phonics level 1. I forgot which unit. And so I've gone through very fast. Asking each questions and expecting your students to reply back with this kindergarten will probably take about 1 or 2, even 3 minutes. And so just covering this page is what it will take. But if you look at the teacher's note right here, where we have a short summary of what's happening. Friends are playing with a ball outside the old house. When one of them throws the ball and it breaks one of the windows of the house, the boys goes inside. So you get the summary right here. And then you have some instructions. Okay, have student form a circle and make a paper ball from a piece of scrunched paper and hold it up saying one of the words taught in the story, like house. Okay, and pass the ball to another student, say stop. So students are passing the ball, and when someone says stop, like teacher says stop, student has to say the word out loud, the word that we have said, which was the house, right? And the final, so student who can remember, they have to leave the circle, and you do it one more time till you get the last final remaining student or students. That depends on you, and they get the point. So they have to remember the vocabulary words. So ball, old house, or old, our house, inside, window, which whatever words that you like to cover. Another is so you got 2 more instructions, ideas, activity ideas here. And one of the comprehension that we have given you in the pages 2 and 3 is, where are the children? They're inside, they're in the countryside, outside an old house. What are they doing? They're playing with the ball. Where does the ball go? It breaks one of the windows of the old house and it goes through into the house. Okay, so we give you the questions and answer. Yes, your student will not be able to answer you in a complete sentence. So you're going to try to pull it out from the kids by showing it, pointing to the specific page. This, the boy, right? And so, and after doing each of this activity, after reading each 2 pages like this, then you can go into other activities like guess the item, stand up or sit down. So we have given you instructions here to do. This will be, these 2 pages with what I've just done is probably going to take you about 30 minutes or more with your kindy kids. And when you come to next class, when you're covering this page, we want to start with friends. What book are we reading? The Old House. Okay, what are the names? Mike and Larry. Where are they? They're playing. What are they doing? They're playing ball. And what happened? They break the window. Okay, so what are they going to do now? They're going to go inside the house. Why? To look for the ball. And then you go into next 2 pages. So let's look here. So what's happening here? They're inside the house. What is that? It's a box, box. Okay, is that a ball? What else do you see? Books, dolls, chairs, right? These are all words learned in Funny Phonics as well as Hi Kids, Get Smart 1, Top Stars 1. And so this is how you review. Okay, so what are they doing? They're here to look for the ball. Have they found the ball? Is that a ball? No, it's a blue ball. Oh, so then why is not, it's a ball? What color is their ball? It was a white one. Oh, okay. So after reading that part, do another activity, next class, right? So every time you do this, you always review the previous pages and then go on to it. You have, as you can see, up to page 13, 10 pages of reading. And then at the end, you got a song. And so you can do this song. I would recommend, my recommendation to sing the song after each class. And so you can play the text with this audio right here. Just have someone reading it out loud.
Listen and say, "Go home, little rabbit." Where's my ball? Where's my ball?
As you can see, it's someone's just reading the lyrics to the song. You can also click on the specific line to repeat.
Where's my ball? Where's my ball?
And have students sing along to each line, and later on play the entire song with this right here.
Song. Go home, little rabbit.
Where's my ball? Where's my ball? Under the table, under the table, under the table.
You just see your kids like shaking their hands up in the air. All right, I definitely encourage you to come up with some choreography. That'll make it really fun for the kids, I promise. Okay, so that is the primary reading program. Oh, are others having trouble with the screen? Are you able to see the song right now? Someone said that they are still in the Old House page. Oh my gosh, are you serious? Are you seeing the different pages now? Aha. Okay. All right, so I don't know what happened. So now that yes, I bet it was a little confusing. So let me repeat this a little quickly. So basically you want to open up this page, have encourage from student, like what's happening, guess the name of the book, and look at the image. What do they think is happening? So here within this page, the idea is to revise, meaning recycle, review the things that they have learned in the course book, the words that they have learned. We want them to identify it, the tree, the mountain, clouds, the ball, white ball, the door, windows, these words that they have learned from Get Smart 1, Top Stars 1, Funny Phonics 1, 2, Hi Kids 1 and 2, right? It's coming together and want them to see and want them to listen, identify who's who, what was said, and then what they think is happening and what will happen next. And then you listen to the song after each class, right? But when you're coming back to next lesson, be sure to don't skip the process. Always review the title page. What is the name of the book? right? You don't have to tell them, have them say it. Okay, so what do you see? What are their names? What happened? So what are they going? Where are they going? They're going inside the house. Okay, why are they going into the house? They want to find their ball. And so here we are. Be sure to preview before you go into the new reading. Right, it'll take about 5-10 minutes, but in that review, you're able to help student build that long-term memory as well. You're constantly repeating the item. And here within this page, you can see the vocabulary words they have learned in, again, Hi Kids Funny Phonics Talkstars Get Smart. Doll, books, ball, chair, box, window, door, spider. That make it a little fun to review. Okay, so what is it? Is it their ball? No, why not? Because their ball is white, here it's blue. Again, they won't be able to say it to you in a complete sentence. You're working with kindergartens here. So that is not the expectation. The most expectation you can have from the students, probably recalling the vocabulary words and identify who said what and repeat after what was being said. And so my expectation, my encouragement is to cover about 2 pages each class. That way you can properly review the previous pages and sing along to the song. If you have more than 30 minutes, a class with the kindies, which I find that's too long. But if you do, then maybe you can cover up to 3-4 pages, up to you. Another fun thing to do with this book is after finishing the American edition, you can also listen to it in a British and have them hear the difference. And that makes it quite fun for the kids as well. It's another expansion activity. Okay, so we have just done the cover the little books here. Again, we have the student book with CD inside, and we have the teacher's note, which we have in a PDF format, and I'll be happy to email it to you. If you need it, please contact our office. You have our email and phone number. Any questions so far? Are we good? Okay, so then let me then go into the next part, which is the primary book. So the primary, the book that I'll be covering is level 3, The Emperor's Nightingale. You can use them with Talkstars and Get Smarts level 3. Now you have the load the student CD. It's a multimedia CD, so it's like an IWB. Follow the instructions in the teacher's book. We have teacher's book guide. 1 chapter or 4 pages, but as we go higher into the level, you have about anywhere up to 6, 8, 10, up to 12 pages per chapter, because they have that much more ability. And we have about 2 to 4 pages of activity per chapter. You can do it in class. My recommendation is to do it as homework, because that will give them opportunity to review things one more time. And at the end of each chapter or class, play some games or activities that were encouraged in the teacher's book. And so within the teacher's book, I've summarized for you things you can do before reading, while reading, and after reading. Just like I've done with little books, you want to elicit from students, have students guess the picture and to guess the situation or about the pages that they're about to read. Listen to the audio with the IWB and have checked their comprehension, right? And you do that for every page and always review the previous. While reading, have students read out loud, ask the same questions to check comprehension. You can do, I meant to say role play. Oops. Oh gosh, role play. And after reading, do the recommended activity in the teacher's book, or do project like character, create board game with your students for sequence of events. And what else did they do here? you can create puzzles, create character poster, character card game, as well as you have the instructions for stage play. And so you can do them as well. Now, let's actually go to the multimedia tools and demonstrate the class. Well, so I'm actually switching the CD right now. All right, so here I am. Likewise, if you go to your computer, my computer, go to your C drive, E drive or D drive, and then you double click on MM Load. Likewise, you always have the option British English, select the English.
The Emperor's Nightingale by Hans Christian Andersen.
I see what happened.
Retold by H.Q. Mitchell and Marileni Malkoyani.
All right.
Published and
Well,
copyright.
then you can go straight into it. Okay. All right, friends.
The Emperor's
we're going to
Nightingale.
read what's called name of this book, The Emperor's Nightingale. Okay. This book is actually in your ELT skills as well, so I've chosen with that purpose, actually for a reason. Okay, friends, let's look at the title of the book. Okay, so who do you think this is? The Emperor. What's a nightingale? What do you think is the nightingale? So your student probably don't know what nightingale is. It's very rare for them to know. And so what is this animal? It's a bird, right? Nightingale is one of the bird. But what is the bird doing? I think it's singing. Is the emperor, look at his face. Is he happy? Is he sad? What do you think? And so you have students kind of get into the idea what the story will be about. And then they come to this page. All right, let's look at pages 6 and 7 here. And so, what do you see? Who do you see? You see the emperor. Who are they? They're servants or they're servants. Oh, what country do you think this is? Well, I think it kind of looks like China, Chinese old story. Okay, maybe. And how's the weather outside? Which again is something your student have learned in level 1 and 2 and 3 as well. Okay, look, there's a snow outside, so it must be kind of cold winter. And I see a tree as well. Okay, so let's listen to what's happening and you play the audio.
He claps his hands and calls his court.
There is a nightingale in my forest, but I don't know about it. Why is that?
We do not know anything about it.
Yes, that is true.
Oh, so what did the king do? He clapped his hands. Why? To call his court. Well, friends, court? So who are these people? Are they courts? Okay, they're also meaning, and so you explain the story why, cultural context as well. Okay, so why did the emperor call his court, his servants? Well, okay, I guess servants a little different than court. All right, well, that depends on you how deep you want to go. And so why did the emperor clap his hands to call his court? Because he wants to know about the nightingale in his forest. Okay, so they're saying in the first person here, and your student must respond to you in third person. Okay, do these people, his court, member of his court, do they know about the nightingale? No, they don't know. Okay, so what do you think the emperor will do? Probably tell them to go find it, right? Let's see. And so then you play the audio one more time.
The emperor is very angry. He shows them the book.
It's in this book, so it must be true. Find the nightingale and bring it to me at once.
Yes, Your Majesty, at once.
Okay. Oh, so ask student to understand what was said, what's the situation. And look, this person said, what? Yes, Your Majesty, at once. What do you think this means, at once? Right away. Or, yes, sir, right? It's another way. It's a higher way to say, oh, yes, master, right? At once, I'll go it right away. And so you'll explain these contexts and situation expressions through the books. And you can cover about 4 pages. And because if you look at the reading book, this level 3, each chapter consists of 4 pages, and then you have activity pages. And so I'll just cover the 4 page. If time allows, then go through the activity pages. And in your teacher's book, you have the answer key. And again, in your teacher's book, it gives you ideas on what to do before the meeting, just like I've done. Elicit from students on what's happening, what they see, the words they know, where are they. So just like you do in the course book, recycle the target language as much as possible here. Because they're graded, your students are able to understand you. And also have students keep their books closed and listen to the audio. So you can even blank the screen and have students listen only and guess the situation if you want to expand or improve, work on their listening skills. And then you show them the video or this IW page and read it together. And then you can ask for the more about, after reading the chapter, you can ask like, who are the characters we've seen in this chapter? What are each character is doing? What do they want? Why did they do what they have done? Where are they going? Right? Just having a summary of each chapter. And after doing that then you're given like comprehension questions like, the emperor wanted the nightingale in the palace. Do you think that was right? So we go a step beyond in having our student understand the story, but really apply it to life. Remember, the purpose of reading is to extend, expand, and apply. So we want our student to think about in their real life situation. Something you see a cat, for example, you see a really pretty cat walking around, kitten. Is it right for you to take the kitty? I don't know if that was a good example, but I hope you understand the reading isn't just to have them read things out loud and see if they can read these words. We want us to go to step further. We wanted to learn lessons from it and apply it to their real life situations. What would they do if they're in the situation? All right, so this kind of activities, comprehension and application activity really depends on the abilities of your students, level of your students. And this is why your reading book, it shouldn't be higher than the course book level. It really shouldn't. In fact, if you're doing level 3 in the course book, you should start with level 2 books. That way your students are recycling and they're working with the target language they know. And really it's not a number of words they see to a page. It's how much they're able to understand the situation and apply it to their life and the situation. So it's not if they can read this and memorize it, right? That's not reading. We want to go a step further. Okay, I hope you're able to see these pages. Okay, cool. All right, so we also, at the end of reading the whole thing, we have a song. Right, you can also go to the song right here and right here. Okay, that didn't take me to the song. Oops. Did I press the wrong page? Okay, so then you're at this page, you can play the song, you can play each line.
The nightingale sings, sings, sings.
Okay, so you can sing along to the song. You also have in your teacher's book detailed instructions how to do a stage play. So you can do this like a project, like a Christmas performance or sunlight performance, I don't know. And so we have instructions on stage play about different characters, how to make their clothing, different props you can do, creating the scenery, props right here, as well as doing the stage play, each scene that you need to do, what needs to happen within the character. So this is a great fun project to do and to do with your students. In fact, we're having reading program every month. If you have heard, I don't know if you have heard, my colleague Hannah has been making that announcement on our band as well as Neighbor Cafe. So I invite you to check it out. We've been awarding our students from last year on the different reading programs they've been doing. They can read it out loud, they can stage play it, they can role play it. We ask you to videotape them, record them, put it on your Academy's blog pages, SNS pages, and let us know. And we select a few, and we've been sending some prizes and awards for their great effort. Okay, so that's the primary reading program that I've mentioned. This is level 3. Right, and so level 4, 5, 6, they go into A1, A2 level, and so you maybe stage play won't be the right thing to do with them. Yeah, and so please be ready to improvise and fix or change things up as you go. Find what works best for your students. Now, the next reading that I would like to demonstrate is the top readers. Now, these top readers, especially level 3 that I'm about to show you, this can accompany, oh, sorry, I forgot to change that, full blast A2 level. Now, we encourage you to load the audio CD so you don't have multimedia CD anymore. Follow the teacher's book instructions. We have a step-by-step, more detailed instructions and comprehension question by chapters. Then you want to cover about 1 chapter per class if you can get that far. I would think it would take longer than 1 class. Maybe it might take 1.5 class to finish a chapter. And then do a corresponding activity section or give it as homework. And so the flow of your classes, do a pre-reading activity, like a listen and read, and then do after reading, do a CCQ, like comprehension checking questions, and do after reading activities as recommended in your teacher's book. And after finishing 3 to 4 chapters, we have like a revision tests for student to check. Excuse me, for you to check how much student has understood and make it more academical. And so I'll be demonstrating the Oliver Twist, level 3 of Top Stars readers. And so I'll do the same. Okay, friends, we're going to read a new book called Oliver Twist. So this is Oliver Twist. Let's look at him. Look at his face. What do you think he's feeling? How is he feeling? Is he having a good day, guys? Oh, he actually looks kind of scary, doesn't he? So I'll read, okay, feel free to type, but so you want students to ask them, prove them into looking at this page. So where is he? Do you think he's rich? Do you think he has parents? Oh, look at his toes. He doesn't have shoes. How have you seen someone without shoes? Okay, look at his clothes. Okay, so you kind of get to think about Oliver and what kind of background they may be coming from. This is we're working with teenagers, so you're able to ask more deeper, or definitely deeper questions like this. Okay, now I've scanned some pages, pictures from the book pages. Let's look at each and talk about it. Oh, so here's picture A. Where is this? Okay, what's happening here? What is the boy doing? He's holding a bowl. Why? Oh, I think it's eating time. Okay, so right, I think so. Then what's happening here? Oh, are they happy? What do you think? Oh, look at the bowl, it's chipped. So again, they must be poor. Family with a lot of kids? Where do you know a place with a lot of kids? Orphanage. So you want to probe, keep asking questions that they will come up with the word orphanage. If they don't know, then you can have them say in Korean as well. And so it's eating at dinner time, perhaps. And look at this man. The kids are all skinny, but he's fat. What do you think? Why do you think that's the case? So what do you think could be happening right here? And so you kind of probe their background information as well as their mind. Look at this picture. What's happening here? And so then you repeat the same. Okay, friends, so we have pictures A, B, C. Can you think so these are the pictures from the book that I've scanned, and I'll have students think about the story ahead. Now let's listen, and then I'll play the audio. Unlike little books and primary readers, we don't have, there isn't a multimedia CD, so it's just the audio CD. And so oh, dang it, I forgot to switch the CD. My bad. Oh no, let me press the computer. So you didn't. So there isn't any multimedia. So you'll see an MP3, just an audio file. There we go. If you press play, it'll play the audio, but if you click on the CD from the left menu column, you can find the tracks. One is like the introduction page. So 2 is the first chapter. All right.
Chapter 1.
Okay, so here's the audio file. Let me actually find ways to show them together. So I'm going to screen share my screen. Okay, you can see both. All right, so friends, we're listening, we're watching, reading Oliver Twist. So listen to chapter 1.
Somewhere in England, there was a small town, which was much like all the other small towns around the year 1830. In the middle of this town was a building called the Workhouse. It was a plain brick building for very poor people. Here they could find shelter or food if they were starving.
Okay, so I honestly wouldn't, depending on your student's level, I don't think I'll go beyond 30 seconds. And you want to do like short listening Q&A things. But if you think this may be too difficult, you can go right into having students open their book and read along, listen and read along. And as you do that, be sure to kind of help, especially lower level. I think A2 level, you're still building the reading skills with the students. And so you probably want to prepare in advance. What is the main sentence in the first paragraph that you want your student to get out of? Highlight that in your teacher's book and ask those questions and play the audio when playing the audio, right? And so what year is it? What is the name of the town? So somewhere in England, there was a small town which was much like the other town around the year. So we don't know the name of the town. So what year is it? 1830. Okay. Oh, in the middle of town, what do they see in the middle of the town? Building called workhouse. Okay, what did it look like? It's a plain brick building. What kind of people go there? Poor people, right? They can find food and shelter. So you can do just one sentence at a time, or few sentences or paragraph at a time. It all depends on your student's ability. But after doing this, then after reading the chapter, you can go, so Oliver Twist, each chapter, they're about 6 pages. Go from chapter 1. Let's send the images, then we go into the next chapter. So after listening to it, so you can do a listening for gist activity. So play the audio once, look at the images, and have them identify the chronological order, which comes before. Oops. And identify what is the order. It's B, A, C, if I remember correctly. Right, so then you do various activities like this. Then in the teacher's book, besides that, so what I've done is the pre-reading activities right here, as well as the suggested lesson plan, the first activity. And you can see instructions on before reading, some comprehension questions are eliciting questions you can ask. While reading, you can have students open their book, play the CD, have them listen and follow along. And it says here, refer to students to a multilingual glossary page, explain new vocabulary with their contribution, and clarify any points which they have not understood, right? So you want to go along, whether you're going to do that by each paragraph, each chapter, each page, that really depends on your student's attention span and their ability. And so after reading the chapter, you have instructions. You have activities like divide the class into pairs or groups, get them to ask each other questions about characters appearing and events taking place in the chapters they've read. So then I would turn this into a writing / activity. Okay, write. I want you to identify 10 events happening. So put them in a chronological order, right? So they have to search the book, write 10 events in order. And you can cut it up, mix it up, have them another team. So group A, group B, excuse me, A, B, C. So you give the B one to the C, cut it up. They have to put it in chronological order, right? To check whether they have understood but can remember the story. Another activity is to ask students to suggest suitable title for the chapter. Okay, friends, so after reading this chapter, what's another good name for this chapter? So then they'll have to read it again. So I have them identify the main idea to this. So as you can see, because they're at A2 level, you do a really reading intensive activity you can do, right? This is, again, it's because A2 level. And when you, after finishing the entire book, you have another instructions, and after reading the whole book story, you have another set of instruction here. You can create game card, you can create board game. We have questions for the characters. And you have like a little board here you can create with the student, a board game to it. Then you have some, in the teacher's book, you have some background information about the author, about the story, introduction to the book, summary, and there's you have the character description. So with this information, you elicit, you don't tell them that this character, you have student read and identify these things by asking questions. You want to prove it out of kids. Help guide them to find this instead of you telling them the answer. That is what would make the difference in the kids, right? Because you're teaching them how to fish. Okay, now you have background information as in the book as well. So whatever else you need to help them understand the situation, really put themselves in the situation. We have given you all that information. And after each chapter, you have all these follow activities here. Answer keys listed here, and any suggested additional suggestion for follow-up activities to each chapter. And so after that, what else do you have? Then you have the test sheets in the back right here. So this isn't in the student book, this is only in your book, so you have to print it and give it to the kids for correction. Now, that is the top readers. I did not get to show you the upper level, but we have another reading book called the Graded Readers. And so that's what I will show you. They don't have the multimedia CD, just like top readers. We have the audio CD, so let me switch out the CD a bit. In the meantime, while I prepare this, do you have any questions about our reading program, reading books, teaching, anything in particular? Please, no, okay. Any ideas? How do you teach your reading program? Reading books? What has worked best for you? Feel free to share with us as well. Perfect. Ask a lot of questions reading, right? Okay. Exactly, exactly. Okay. All right. So the next book I'm about to show you is The Magic Ring. It's our graded readers. What I'm showing you is the teacher's book. Our graded readers, they were printed before the top readers. So, you know, the image is a bit older, but it's still a very good book. Yeah. The student book, activity book, you have two different copies. So you have to get that separately. And each chapter, you have the activities pages in the back of your book. We have a lot more different types of activities see here in the graded. In a way, graded readers are a little higher, I feel, than top readers. Top reader has been definitely graded, much more graded, meaning it matches the target language more and align with the course book Full Blast. And in the back of your teacher's book here, you have the teacher's note with detailed instructions and activities, just like top readers. And so let's open up the file, audio file. Let me open up the folder. Teaching it is not very different from top readers. Okay. Where are you? I miss having a colleague while doing these webinar sessions who can prepare these things for me. But I'm here. There you go. Here we go. All right, friends. So we're going to read a new book called Magic Ring. Okay. Magic Ring. Have a ring? And I'll ask students, okay, is your ring magical? What can you do? How do you feel when you read it? I mean, when you wear it? Okay, well, look at this picture right here. What do you see? Oh, see 4 ladies. Look, what's in the back? A castle. Okay. Oh, so do they look like they're friends? Yeah. Okay, so this girl right here, 2 girls, 2 boys. Okay, she seems very pretty. Okay, so she has this magic ring. All right, maybe it's the magic ring. And so you elicit from kids, and then I'll probably print the pictures, or I'll follow what's here in the teacher's note. Okay, so what do you think is the magic ring? What do you think a magic ring is? So it's magic, obviously. What can people do with a magic ring? Okay, what would you do with the magic ring? Okay, what do you think will happen in the story? Okay, so ask these questions, stick flashcards in the board with some questions. Okay, who do you think these people are? How old are they? What do they do? And who do you think are the people in the cover? What is the relationship between them? How old are they? What are they doing? Which period of time does the story take place? Right, ask all these questions to, again, get them to think about what the story is about. And then you read. Have students, when I read, I often have students just kind of read a line, read along. So 1 or 2 sentences per student. So it will be, once upon a time, there were 3 children, 2 brothers and a sister. The boy's name was Jerry and Jimmy, and the girl's name was Kathy. And so we go along. If there's any words that they don't know, I'll pause and ask, give me a similar word to this. And have students give me think about another word, synonym for words that they might not know. Okay, then I know that they understand. Move on to next part. After finishing a paragraph, have students summarize the paragraph into 1 sentence. Okay, then I'll probably write each sentence that we've summarized, type it out or something, and print it, cut it up, and have put later on, have student organize, put that in order. That's something I've done. And then after finishing the chapter, I'll probably repeat that. Okay, what would you name this chapter? All right, why don't you write that in your book? Write the name of the chapter, and so on and so forth. Then at the end, what are the characters? What are their behaviors? What happens to them? What wishes do they make? What happens? Should you be making these wishes, right? And so then having students put themselves into the situation and the character, into the character, and then to an expansion activity like that. Okay, so 40, good. All right, I'm good in time. This is our reading book. One thing I like to clarify for you is, again, reading to read doesn't help kids. I don't believe. If I had a tie, I'll throw it over. Reading should be fun. It shouldn't be forced. Reading is the key to expanding their learning, their language learning. But if you give them reading materials that goes beyond their ability, it becomes a torture. Think back on ourselves when we were kids. We don't like reading, at least, yeah. But reading can be fun if you do it right. If you do it with a certain pace where student can understand, meaning learner-centered, match their pace, yeah. And also, the graded readers have been very successful, and that is why we encourage you to do the graded readers, our reading book program with the course book you use, because the books match that of the course book, what they learned, what they have learned. And that in itself helps students. It's comfortable. When they read the book, they understand. They don't know why, but they understand what's happening. When you applaud them for that, that builds the confidence. That makes them fun for the kids. And as we go higher to the level, because they had a great foundation of pre-A1, A1 level, you were able to do many great fun activities with students of A2, B1, and B2. And so it's important that you build that good, solid, basic foundation with the students, because that's how they get to the A2, when they actually use the language of themselves, right? Okay, teachers, this is all I have for the reading program, reading webinar today. Thank you so much for being on time. If you have any questions, please stay online. If you want to any add any comments, please feel free to open your mic and do so as well, or chat, send a message via chat. All right, thank you so much. You have a great day. Thanks. Steven, if you have time, would you stay around? I have a couple questions for you. Is this